You know, they say that experience is the best teacher. And we hear that, man. Experience is the best teacher. And a lot of times we nod in agreement on that. But if you really think about that statement, if you really think experience is the best teacher, if that really were the case, then why aren't we all doing well? I mean, I'm overweight. My son's in jail. I'm bankrupt. I got laid off. I got fired. I mean, technically, those are all experiences. So if I had those experiences, I should be successful, as if an experience in life is the only prerequisite that I need to be successful in life. You know, it's not the case at all. Experience is not the best teacher. Reflecting on those experiences is the best teacher. I mean, why is it some people, man, some people seem to land back on their feet. They seem to somehow get back up. Why is it some people can get back up, but other people seem to be just laying face down in the streets of life, man? They can't buy a win. They go from bad to worse to even worser. They can't get any better. I mean, experience is necessary. You got to have experiences, man. You got to have the tension. You got to have the strife. You got to have the struggle. You got to have the highs. You got to have the lows. You got to have all the messy middles. You must have experiences, man. But if you want to make the best, and if you want to get the best out of even the worst of your experiences, you must learn to process them differently. And the processing is not just the experience, man. It's not just having the experience. See, what happens is a lot of time with experience, when we have a negative experience, we tend to shelf those things. We tend to just look at them as a badge. Well, I got this one right here for getting my butt kicked. I got this one right here for getting fired. And we wear these badges as if we're a general in the army, and we got all these badges and all these stripes, and we say, I got all these merits, man. That ain't gonna get you nowhere. If you want to make the best out of the worst of your experiences, man, you got to learn how to process those things. You have to reflect on your experiences. See, when you can reflect on your experiences, then what you can do is, when you can reflect, then you can realize. And when you can realize, then you can keep it real with yourself. And when you can keep it real with yourself, then you can start repairing. Reflect, realize, keep it real, and then begin repair. Why is it some people seem to rise out of the ashes? Some people seem to get back up. Why is that? It's not because they have some sort of superpower, man. It's not because they're stronger, more gritty, or more tougher than you. No, it's not that at all. It's because people that seem to rise again, people that seem to, even when they get a setback, when they have a negative experience, they continue to move forward in life, they continue to move up, is because they reflect on those experiences. They don't just have the experiences. Having is not enough. It's reflecting on those experiences where you realize, you keep it real. And keeping it real, man, is not laying blame on anything else. It's keeping it real with yourself. What are the areas that I need to work on? What are things that I can fix? It's controlling the controllables. That's the kind of thing. Then when I can keep it real, then I can repair. You can't repair anything if you ain't keeping it real. And you can't keep it real if you don't sit there and reflect and realize. You must do it. I mean, think about this. If I go in front of a storefront, you know we all do it. We all walk in front of a storefront and we're checking ourselves out. And I know you're trying to do it from the side eye, and I know you're trying to play it off, but you're checking yourself out. And when you look at a reflection in a storefront, you're looking for two things, the good and the bad. And see, when it's good, man, then you look at yourself, you're looking at the outfit, man, you look like a dime piece. You realize you got 37 cents in your account, but somehow, some way, girl, I put this whole outfit together. You can't even tell this is from the back of the closet. If it's good, man, and you've been working out, if you're a dude, man, you got your veins popping in your arms, your chesticles are all big, your shoulders are all big, you got it going on, you just popping all around. But if it's bad, man, that reflection tells you something too. If it's bad, that reflection says, man, you should have left that outfit on the mannequin. If it's bad, that reflection says, man, you're putting on some weight. Your reflection is trying to tell you something. And so are your experiences. Your experiences are trying to tell you something, but if you don't sit down and try to reflect on those experiences, you'll never learn. See, generally what we do is when we have a negative experience, what do we normally do? we normally shelf those things. We shelf it. We try not to think about it. But instead of, and if we do think about it, then what we do is we don't reflect, we ruminate. And rumination, man, is when you play that negative feedback loop over and over and over again. But the problem with that loop is it never gets corrected because you're never getting in there. You're never fixing anything because you're not willing to realize. You're not willing to keep it real. You're not willing to splice in. Bro, you got to be the master editor of your life, man. You got to ask yourself why questions. So when you splice in, when you reflect on your experiences, you got to say, why is it I'm coming up short? Why aren't customers buying from me? Why is it that why did I not get that job? Why did I not get approved for that loan? Why is that? It's not because, her uncle works there, so of course she was supposed to get the job. That's why I didn't get the job. A lot of times what we want to do is with negative experience, we want to blame everybody else. But when you reflect, it ain't got time for blame. It ain't about the shouldas. Well, I should have done this. I should have seen this coming. No, when you're working with the shouldas, all you're doing is you're standing, you're squatting, you're laying in a pile of shouldas, and those are powerless words. You can't do anything with those things. You got to reflect. Even if it's a win, man, even if it's a positive experience, you must reflect. Even if it resulted in a positive outcome, man, you got to reflect. You got to look at that win and say, what is it I could have done better? It's like that magic 8-ball, man. You got to ask yourself, man, what is it I need to repair? What areas do I need to strengthen on, man? I can fix this. I can learn this. I can strengthen this. I can go out and do this. I can connect with this. All the cans, man, no shouldas. There are no shouldas. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. It's controlling the controllables, man. The things that are outside of your control, the things that are outside of your influence, why are you even bogged down on those things? Why are you letting those things interfere with reflecting on your experiences? Sit down, reflect, realize. Keep it real, and then repair. If you think about it, man, when you reflect, you're going to realize that there are areas, when you reflect on your experiences, you're going to find areas that you fear doing. So when you start asking yourself, why is it I can't do these certain things? You're going to realize that you're shying away from things that you fear. And you shy away from things that you fear because you're just not good at. But let me tell you something, bro. How are you ever going to get good at something if you don't even try? How are you ever going to get good at something if you don't first get worse? So you got to go from not being good to getting worse, to get better, to being great. Let me tell you that again. When you're reflecting, when you're looking at it, when you're keeping it real with yourself, when you're repairing, you got to realize if you're not good working the phones, man, if you're not good cold calling, if you're not good on coming home at night and working out, then what you got to do is you got to go from bad to worse. You got to get even worse. You got to you got to stand in the fear of the pocket of fear, man. You got to stand as if you're a quarterback, man. You got to stand in that fear's pocket and stand there and go from bad to worst if you're ever going to get better to becoming great. It's that reflection, man. You got to reflect. You got to realize. You got to keep it real. And then you got to repair. Experience is necessary. But realize this, man, experience is just the curriculum. Reflective experience, that's the teacher. Go learn something today. Have an amazing day. I'll see you next time on The Sales Life.